Hi, you guys. I hope everybody has been doing good and just allowing themselves to really continue to move forward. So, I'm not going to be long on this video, and I haven't made one in a long time. But I kind of felt the need to come on here because I just wanted, I don't know if this will encourage somebody or whatever it may be, but I'm going to say this really quick that don't try to avoid the difficulties in your life. Okay? Because sometimes when we get to a place where we're trying to avoid the difficulties and what we don't want in our lives and what we don't want to come into our lives, sometimes it's like the more resistance we have against something of what we don't want, the more it comes in. And I'm saying that because sometimes you got to understand that we may look at the difficulties in our lives as though um, in a bad way or in a way of it's causing us to go downhill or causing us to go, spiral down, But you got to see something in the difficulties in your life that God is not going to give us more than we can handle. And God is not going to put more on us than we can bear. And even if you look at the word of God, that's what he say. I will not give you more than you can handle. So if something is in your life that you just don't want there and you just don't like it there, you know what I'm saying? If God has not allowed it to be moved yet, understand that God is going to give you the strength. You know what I'm saying? Some days you may feel weak, some days it may be more of a struggle, some days it may be harder, but I promise you, when you look up and every time you just allow God to give you what you need in that moment to push through and move forward, God is going to always step in and give you the strength to move forward to say, okay, now I know this is hurting you. I know you're going through this and I know you're going through that, but okay, I need you to do this though. So sometimes it's just not worth it to always feel like you gotta move everything out of your life so quickly. Everything is a season and a time. If you look in the Bible, it says it's a time and a season for everything. It's a time and a season to talk. It's a time and the season not to talk. It is a time and the season for everything in our lives. So you may be going through a struggle or going through something right now, but understand it's temporary. It's just a season for it. You know what I'm saying? But God will give you the strength and the motivation that you need to keep moving forward. Sometimes all you need to do is just keep moving forward. Sometimes your circumstances or your situations or things may come up and you may feel like that threw a blow at you. But maybe the only thing you need to do is just move forward. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to know or figure it out in that moment. Maybe the only thing you need to do is plant both feet on the floor and say, okay, God, I thank you, but show me how do I move forward now from this. So I say that to say this, that we all got difficulties in our lives. But sometimes God will use those very difficulties to push us more closer to Him, to actually push us into that place spiritually where we need in order for us to birth something greater that we don't even know we're going to birth. So for everything that we're going through, just understand that it's a greater blessing behind it. It's something greater coming. It's something that God is going to give us that we can't yet see physically, but we can feel it spiritually. And we know that it's something greater coming out of this. I don't know what it is, but it's something greater that's going to be birthed out of what I'm going through right now. It's something greater. And that something greater could mean that somebody else's soul may get saved, or the situation you're going through, it may turn around and get so much more better. You don't know what's going to be birthed out of that difficult situation, but I just encourage everybody to know that sometimes our biggest struggle is going to be our biggest blessing. Sometimes the greater the difficulties that we have in, the greater the blessings that we don't even understand that we're going to obtain. And it may be not when we want it to come, but it's going to be when God ready to give it to us. So my encouragement to y'all is, in moments where you feel struggling, stressed out, not understanding it, not understanding why you got to go through what you're going through, just continue to keep asking God, okay, God, I'm going through this and I'm going through that, But I need to figure out, how do I move forward? How do I take another step and move forward? How do I not stay in the same place that I was in? But how do I keep moving forward? That's all you need. You don't need a magnificent word. You don't need nothing, like, you don't need nothing to fall out the sky. You just need to keep moving forward. That's it. You may have had a bad day. You may have had a difficult night. You may have had certain situations that's happening that has been a struggle. But all you need is to keep moving forward. That's it.